what is true success? And the reason why I'm even bringing this up is right now I'm in Peru, and today we went surfing. And the guy we were taking surf lessons from, it was a group of people. One of them, he was born in Peru. He went to Austin, Texas for quite a few studies, and then he went back to Peru. And now he's a surfing instructor and hangs out on the beach and surfs all day, every single day. And those guys, they probably make less than $2,000 per month, but I would consider them hyper successful. I mean, they are wildly content with life, significantly happier than 99% of Americans and most people in the entire world, because they actually do what they love every single day. Most people will never be able to say that. Most people don't even know what they love. They have never found a hobby that they just want to do for the rest of their life, and they make their entire life about it. I mean, the joy and contentness and the clear happiness, for a lack of a better word, from these guys were just remarkable to see. And for the nature of my business, I'm surrounded by some of the wealthiest people in the world, or they're running billion and billion dollar businesses. And I would say most of these guys that live on the beach and they surf every single day are substantially happier than guys that have more money than you could possibly achieve in 10 lifetimes. And so it really raises the question, like, what is true success? Because it's not just making more digits in your bank account, even though that's what I focus most of my time on, growing my business, trying to hire more people, scale, take on more clients, start new ventures. But when you come to a country like this, where it is wildly cheap to live in, and there's not a lot of opportunity, but you see the happiness of the people substantially higher than almost every single American. I mean, most Americans are miserable, and to some degree, because they have a victimhood mentality. And I mean, all these ideologies that I don't want to get into right now. I always thought of success on a few different terms. You would have the monetary aspect, you would have your intellectual aspect, your health aspect. I mean, if you're not in physical shape, all the money in the world doesn't matter. And if you're not intellectually there, I don't really think money really matters either, but as well as your relationship success. I think there's just a bunch of different aspects, but these guys are really making me kind of re-question a lot, because they have zero monetary success, nor do they care in the slightest degree. They are not stuck in this race to just make more money every single month, every single year. And that's what you see in most hustle cultures online right now. It's always just chasing the next dollar. Well, that's not necessarily going to make you happier. And I really need to think of that, because now that I'm making substantially more money than I need or that I can spend, especially in Peru, last night we had a 10-course meal. We literally told the guy, why don't you just bring us 10 of your best, like just bring us as much food as you can, the best things that you can offer. And we spent $800 in Peru. I mean, in the US, this would have been like a fucking $5,000 dinner for 4 of us. But that's pretty much meaningless. We can do that every single night. We're staying in the most expensive penthouse we could find in Peru. And that's only like $600 per night. We have a cleaning lady coming tomorrow that's gonna do our cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping. You have maximum standard of living here. You're not gonna be able to spend over 30 grand a month here, even if you tried. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So, is that what you do? You just make online money, you move to a foreign country and you just ball out? No, you could. And my buddy Luke, that's what he does. He absolutely balls out and spends a ridiculous amount of money here in Peru, and he's having the best time of his entire life. So I don't know, this is more of a open-ended question. I have no answers, because I wake up every single day and it's the best day of my entire life. I have the option to travel as much as I want to. I can't yet support my family or do these other things that I would like to be able to do, nor can I fly private or fly international first class whenever I want to, which I would like to be able to do, but is that mandatory? I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a question. Like, I think most people would not want to grow a super large business like my friends have. In fact, I think most people would be very miserable if they did do that, because it's super challenging to grow a large business. It is very, very, very difficult. It's not easy. It would be substantially easier to make 25 grand a month from a business. I mean, that's so realistic. And have complete freedom of geography, time, pretty much everything. I mean, last year, I probably could have just maintained making 20, 25 grand a month and just fucking hung out, and it would have been spectacular. I had a lot of fun. I personally have a ton of ambition where I want to do more, I want to grow. I think it's fun to grow a business. I just don't know at what point will it not be fun. Will it be more fun to go to the beach and surf? And I love training MMA, but I sacrifice not doing a lot of these physical activities because I want to focus on growing my business. And so I think I'm gonna start to incorporate a slight degree of balance. Going to MMA a few times per week, maybe going to rock climbing, still going to the gym every day, mixed with maybe just waking up earlier and still working as much as possible. I don't know. Just really trying to compartmentalize it, really, because it's so slow here in Peru. Like, it's just pure peace, and there's no one that's in a rush to make money or really there's just nobody in a rush to do anything here. And so we're taking a huge step back to reality, or the kind of a difference between a lot of like successful cities, or at least where there's a high growth or population to GDP in terms of how much a city produces. Most of those cities, like when I'm in Fort Lauderdale or Scottsdale, it's always there's always money moving, there's always people that are hungry doing more and bigger things at all times. But here, it's like you just kind of take a step back from all of that and no one really gives a shit. Would you agree with that notion, Ben? I mean, it's really funky being here, how slow everything moves. Like there's no one that's ever really in a rush for anything. There's no one that's really trying to grow like big businesses, but it's kind of taken a step back and it's very peaceful in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, in the States, we call it Latin time, right? Like people in Latin America, also other Latin cultures, like even in Spain, being 15 minutes late to something, 20, 30 minutes late to something is pretty normal. We were out to dinner last night with a girl who we won't name, although she's become a good friend, Luke's new girlfriend.
Yep.
And she was saying, "Oh yeah, my friend's gonna come to dinner. She's gonna join us. We're gonna have a great time." An hour and a half into the dinner, "Hey, is your friend coming?" "I don't think so." So
you just lack of respect. Yeah. And then I was going over, like everyone's always chasing the next dollar in terms of like that is success. But I would say these guys on the beach surfing today are substantially more successful and content with their life than 95% of business owners making $100,000 per month. Those people, they're saying, I need to go from $100,000 to $250,000 per month or my life is over. Where these people, they probably make not even $2,000 per month, but they're happy where they are in life and they do what they love every single day.
Well, absolutely. I think people chase money because they think that that's the answer to their problems. But what they miss is the internal peace that you have to find in any lifestyle. It doesn't matter if you're poor, if you're on the street, it doesn't matter if you're making six figures. You have to have internal peace or else it doesn't really matter. Obviously, you can fix short-term problems with short-term gains financially. But if you are stressed out on the inside, you have a pit in your stomach because you didn't tell somebody the truth, if you aren't grateful for what you have and that's causing internal stress, then you're screwed.
I would say those guys are very successful that we met on the beach today. Yeah. They are very content with life where they are. They're doing what they love every single day. And how many people in the world can say they do what they love every single day?
I don't think a lot of people can say that. Actually, our surf instructor, his name's Victor. His last name is Vecino, which stands for neighbor, means neighbor in Spanish. And he's got this surf school. He told me how grateful he is that people are coming every day to the surf school. The guy's like in his 50s. I don't want to dox him or anything, but he's in his 50s. He's had 3 girlfriends this year. He's grateful for his connection with Jesus, he was saying, and he's like, and I'm listening to them tell me this story, and behind him is the most beautiful sunset that I've probably ever seen in my life. That was ridiculous. You guys were watching it. It was tangerine orange, yeah. Bro. The ocean was smooth. I was catching waves. I mean, that guy's living the life.
Yeah. Sure. So, gotta re-question what is success. Because it is not going to be the next dollar. I know way too many people that are super rich that actually hate their lives. So that is definitely not the answer. Also, it would suck to be poor though and not be able to do anything. So I would definitely choose to still go into business.